What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual behavior that is offense. It can be written, verbal, physical, and can happen in person or online. Anybody can experience sexual harassment regardless of their gender. When it happens at work, school, uni, sexual harassment may amount to a form of discrimination. Sexual harassment can include someone by touching, grabbing, or making other physical contact with you without your consent, making comments to you that have a sexual meaning, asking you for sex or sexual favor, leering and staring to you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Today I would like to explain about factors of sexual harassment. First factor is motivation. The motivation dimension examines the variables which originate from the victim that could serve as a motivator for the harasser. For example, the physical attractiveness of victims may be the motivating force of the harassment. Certain male workers will thus be tempted to establish social or sexual relationship with the female CEO workers or give unwanted sexual attentions. Thus, it is hypothesized that physically attractive women will be more likely to experience sexual harassment compared to those who are less attractive. Furthermore, factor 2 is overcoming internal inhibitions against harassment. These factors refer to the values such as the morality and sympathy of the harasser. An individual with the low moral values may not regard harassment as seriously wrong or immoral, and those feel uninhibited from the sexually harassing someone else. Hence, the absence of good values could be the contributive factor to sexual harassment. However, as this study focus on the kinds of behavior, offensive jokes or remarks, unwanted sexual attention, and display of sexist materialism experienced by female workers by their male colleagues, factor 2, which relates to the harasser, is not included.
Factor 3. Overcoming external intimidation against harassment. Working environment contribute to sexual harassment in the workplace. Hypothesize the women who are working in highly private environments are more likely to experience harassment. Organization with proper grievance procedures and policies for sexual harassment. Organizations are more likely to report higher level of sexual harassment if sexist attitudes prevail. Factor 4. Overcoming victim resistance. A victim's ability to recognize and stop any behavior to harassment. Hypothesis that women employees who hold lower position with less power and authority. Thank you.
Today I am going to talk about emotional and physical issue. Victims of sexual harassment often suffer emotional and psychological harm including stress, depression and anxiety. Physical health problems may arise such as loss of sleep and appetite, weight fluctuation, nervous and headache. Secondly, professional and financial problems. Sexual harassment can also wreak havoc on victims' job performance and career strategy. They are more likely to be tricky, absent, distracted, and neglect duties. They may suffer advancement setbacks such as being passed over promotion, being left out case meetings, litigation, and being labeled a troublemaker. That's all. Thank you.
I would like to talk about the effect of sexual harassment. One of effect of sexual harassment is decreased company productive. Sexual harassment is also damaging to an organization. When a workplace is affected with discrimination and harassment, everyone suffers. The hostility created by harassment causes low morale, gossip, stress among staff. Low productive is more common in environments with high rates of sexual harassment. Victims and witnesses of sexual harassment are more likely to quit, leading to high employer turnover and related hiring and turning cost increase. A toxic environment will also make top talent and difficult. Another effect of sexual harassment is lawsuit and reputation. A company failure to adapt quality, prevent and handle sexual harassment can result in lawsuit. In the past decade, we have seen some eye-popping jury award in sexual harassment case. A jury award plaintiffs 17.4 million in a case filed by the EEOC involving rape and sexual harassment by 3 female supervisors at a Florida packing plant. And 18 million was awarded in a case against a New York Global Group CEO for retaliation against its former employer after she refused its advance. A high published case of sexual harassment can also damage a company reputation and resulting a lot of business.
Going to tell about, make sure that employees and management understand what sexual harassment is. It may seem that it should be obvious what sexual harassment at work is, but employees need to take steps to ensure that staff members understand exactly the type of action and behavior that are. This isn't only about egregious acts of inappropriate physical contact. Sexual harassment encompasses a wide range of behavior and action that are objectionable and undesirable, including making inappropriate sexual comments, displaying or watching inappropriate content, etc. If employees know that these actions are unacceptable, it's easier for them to understand how to avoid sexual harassment claims in the future. Equally important is educating executive managers and employees about the most stable forms of sexual harassment. These lower stark behavior comments not only damage working relationships and team culture, but also, if left unchecked, may into more egregious harassment.
The second point is keep point sexual harassment prevention training positive. Employees don't respond well to insinuations or outright statements that they are doing something wrong, that they can't be trusted, or that they are assumed to be guilty of engaging in bad behaviors. Much sexual harassment training is focused on the negative, what not to do, which can signal to employees a belief that they may be part of the problem. That is, if left to their own device, that they will harass others. Instead, prevention research showed that taking a positive approach is a better way to get a message across and engage employees is helping to create and nurture the desired environment. Using positive messaging that assumes employees want to do the right thing because the vast majority of employees do engages them to be a part of the solution to harassment in the workplace and motivations them to help promote a respectful culture can be far more effective in stopping employees' conduct that stick. Approach that focuses on the bad behavior and consequences to be avoided.
Conclusion for sexual harassment. Despite decades of attention, legal action, and advocacy, this analysis of data, research, and experience show that sexual harassment remains a serious and pervasive problem across virtually all industry sectors and workplaces.
Make it crystal clear that sexual harassment prevention is a company priority. As a result, there is a growing awareness and need to be proactive in the workplace. Companies must take steps to educate and inform staff about this type of behaviors that will not be tolerated in the workplace. Organizations should review the harassment policies regularly. Make sure the employees and management understand what sexual harassment is. It may seem that it should be obvious what sexual harassment at work is, but employees need to take steps to ensure that staff members understand exactly
sexual harassment preventing positive training. Employee doesn't report response for the well institute and statement that they are doing something wrong, that they can be trusted, or they can be assumed to be guilty engaging in the bad behavior. Instead, prevent research shows to be taking a positive approach is a better way to engage the employee in helping create a good example in desire the environment. Next point, lighten up the legalese. Just a negative message fall to respond with the employee. A strong focus on the law, regulation relate to sexual harassment can be quick determined for employees, law acceded to using a legal language in yardstick against which acceptable worship conduct in a measuring that law facts.